Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to continue doing some analysis on the breakout that we saw on October 25th, and specifically in today's video, we're going to look at a couple of reasons why that may have happened, but primarily, we're also going to be talking about what's next for Bitcoin and where Bitcoin might be headed from here. Now, personally, guys, a lot of my technical analysis is pointing to the price target of around $13,000, a little bit above that. In today's video, we're going to be going over a plethora of technical indicators, including volume, MACD, RSI, breakouts, consolidation patterns, flags, price targets, shorting, and even a couple of moving averages. I managed to get all of that in just the second take. Guys, I know you all are excited that Bitcoin is bullish again, but I also know you guys are all ready to find out what's going to happen next, so we're not going to put it off much longer. Before we do dive on into the video though, guys, I do want to remind you to go ahead and smash that like button, guys. It really helps out the channel, and if you don't do it, you might just upset the team of whales, and you know, since my team of whales caused this rally, they can crash it just as easily. So it's best not to upset them. You should go ahead and hit that like button before we dive on into it. Also, guys, before we continue on, I do want to remind you that the sale on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy will be running through midnight on the spookiest of spooky days. So while you, Mr. 40-year-old man, is out trick-or-treating with all your friends, I would highly recommend before you do that to go ahead and join CT2A with the $40 off coupon code, because that coupon code is not going to be lasting much longer, and there's not going to be another one for a little while. With that all being said, on the second birthday of the channel on November 16th, there is going to be something special coming, so hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. I'll keep dropping hints about that as the day nears, but nevertheless, guys, we do need to go ahead and get on into it. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. As you guys will well know by now, Bitcoin had a major breakout on October 25th. Around 7 a.m. that morning, Bitcoin started moving to the upside, and by noon, Bitcoin was trading over 15% higher from where it had started that day. Within a span of 48 hours, Bitcoin had rallied from $7,400 all the way to a recent high of $10,600. A major move. And guys, this blew every prediction out of the water. No one really saw this coming, but it was crazy that it did happen. It's very good that it did happen, and the reason it is because it completely redefined the technical landscape on the shorter term time frame. Speaking of the daily chart, we saw Bitcoin get above three very important moving averages: the 50 and the 200 DSMA and the 20 daily simple moving average. We saw Bitcoin's MACD continue bullish and break bullish in a huge way. We saw RSI start moving to the upside in a way that we haven't seen in months. We saw RSI on the weekly chart get above 52, which is a very crucial level on this chart. We're even seeing the weekly chart MACD start to converge back bullish on itself. This has been a very good move so far. That being said, what's next? Is Bitcoin going to continue? Are we going to trade sideways? Is this all just one gigantic weird Bart Simpson pattern based on one news story coming out of China? Well, I don't think so. Maybe it started as a breakout from a news story, but guys, now that we've broken all of these technicals, now that we're above so many important moving averages, now that the bulls are in control again, I don't think they're going to be giving it up anytime soon. And that's where my $13,000-ish price target comes in. I'm going to be building up to showing you how that's going to happen in today's video. First thing I want to show you though, guys, is something that happened yesterday in our Discord server. I was actually looking at this consolidation pattern here on Bitcoin and put a trade in here, made about 5% or so because I had to leave because I don't like letting trades ride. I like being there physically, and I had to leave the house, but a lot of people in the Discord server made a lot of money off of this trade as we were watching it happen. You can join the Discord server down below. And from there, guys, Bitcoin rallied higher than $9,500. Bitcoin rallied all the way up close to $10,000 again. From there, we've been having a pullback, but this pullback, there's nothing wrong with that. Let me show you something. Just look at this for a second. Look at what we're looking at right now. If you're an experienced technical analyst, you already know what I'm talking about, but what does this look like to you? Especially you guys who are newer to technical analysis, what does this look like to you? Well, if you're in CT2A, you may be reminded of our videos on continuation patterns and wedges and pennants, because what we're looking at right now is nothing more than a bull pennant. As you can see, we can go ahead and draw a downtrend of resistance right there and color that red for my OCD, and then we can take an uptrend of support and draw it right there and then change it back to blue because I'm just that kind of guy. And as you guys can see, Bitcoin has been bouncing around in this for quite some time. We only have two touches right now. We have one up here and one up here for our resistance, one down here and one or two down here for our support. But guys, this is very clearly a consolidation pattern. Bitcoin is very clearly constricting on itself. Remember, what's the next thing you need to do for consolidation patterns and pennant patterns? We need to check our volume. What's the volume doing? I'd say that the volume is most certainly falling off, especially considering the amount of volume we got when Bitcoin was first rallying. Now, this isn't exactly the cleanest. I'm not a huge fan of the way this looks, but if you guys don't know, volume does actually have a 20 moving average right down here. So you can actually use that to determine if the volume is in fact falling off, and in general, it is trending sideways with a slight downwards declination. So what that means is that over the last 3 days, Bitcoin has had a major rally and is now moving into a bull pennant. Well, with that information, that means we should be able to extrapolate a price target, because as you guys know, when something rallies into a bull pennant or a bull flag, it normally is going to rally once again about as far as it rallied when it entered that rally. So what we need to do over here is drag a price target from our absolute low to our absolute high, high, and then simply we'll push it up here and use that as an extension to figure out where Bitcoin ought to be heading. And if we come out to the daily chart, guys, guess where that price target is pointing? $13,000. Now, the exact number's in the title, and it's not really important down to the dollar where this is pointing because price targets aren't quite that accurate, but it really is interesting to see a pattern like this because more often than not, about 70% of the times, bull flags, if everything is in alignment and the market isn't actually bearish but only pretending to be bullish or something like that, normally they are accurate and normally they are going to at least point in the right direction. Normally Bitcoin would break bullish out of this pattern for a lot of different reasons that we're going to be discussing in this video. So now we have a price target, guys. It's sitting up close to $13,000. You know, there was some discussion even here on the channel yesterday about a $16,000 Bitcoin in October. I don't think that's going to happen, although a $13,000 Bitcoin sometime in the month of November is most certainly in the cards. But guys, you know that I'm not the biggest fan of price targets, and the reason for that is because there's simply one technical indicator. Unless you are the kind of trader where you can just kind of tell what's going to happen on the market because you have a lot of experience and you have a lot of that gut feeling that we talk about down here, you really want to use more than one technical indicator, especially something as arbitrary and frankly not very reliable as a price target. I've seen them fail many times even though they are normally pretty accurate. With all that said, we want to use more technical indicators, so let's look at them. First thing is absolute first, guys. We need to look at our moving averages because these are very important. As you will know, moving averages are a very good way of determining when Bitcoin is in a bull market or a bear market, an uptrend or a downtrend, and this instance is no different. Bitcoin, as you can see over the last several days, has gotten above all three moving averages, our 20 exponential moving average on the daily chart and our 50 and 200 daily simple moving average on, well, you guessed it, the daily chart. All three of these moving averages in a bull market, in a rally, should be below Bitcoin, not above Bitcoin. Right over here, we were pretty bearish. Right now, guys, we're above all three of them and Bitcoin is relatively bullish. Bitcoin being below the 200 daily simple moving average was actually kind of sketchy, and I'm really happy that we're back up above that. Now, we have had this quote-unquote death cross. A lot of people disagree with me calling that a death cross because not both moving averages are pointing down. Fair play. I'll give you that, I suppose. In that case, then the death cross wasn't as bad as it could have been. Furthermore, guys, because we moved so quickly to the upside, the 20 EMA, which is a very fast-acting moving average, one, because it's a 20 interval and not a much longer interval, and also because it's an exponential moving average, a moving average that puts more weight on recent price action, this moving average is moving to the upside very quickly. And one of the reasons that's important, guys, because if we get rid of our 50 right here, I want to show you something. We see the exact same pattern of golden and death crosses with the 20 EMA and the 200 SMA on the daily chart as we do with the 50 and the 200. Exact same pattern, just in slightly different places. As you can see, crosses on the daily chart with these two moving averages, they don't happen very often. One happened back over here, one happened back over here, the exact same places the golden and death crosses happened. And right now, guys, based on what Bitcoin is doing today anyway, Bitcoin looks like it's about to have another quote-unquote golden cross with these two moving averages in the next 5 days, probably on the 1st or 2nd of November. And guys, even though we're already bullish, it's never a bad thing to have more bullish technical indicators come our way, and I'd be very happy to see this because, as you guys know, I've been talking about how this move is not necessarily locked in, how we really want to start confirming this, and we're doing a good job of that so far. Trading sideways above these moving averages, above these levels of resistance, which are now support, it's a very good thing, but we want even more technicals to lock in this rally so that we don't have risk of moving to the downside again. This cross will be just that. Furthermore, guys, if we check out our technical indicators down here, the MACD is looking phenomenal. I mean, this is just actually great. MACD is moving back up above zero. Now, the divergence in the MACD lines are starting to slow down, but that's not a bad thing. We're looking very bullish on the MACD. There's no cross looking to be coming in the near-term future unless Bitcoin does something crazy. Also, on the RSI is looking great, guys. There's not a lot I need to talk about on this. It's just looking very good. I will say this, we do have a bit of an expanding wedge here, as you will know. This is normally a bullish thing for Bitcoin, and this also does normally indicate a return to volatility for the market, which is something that we definitely want to see. Looking at volume here, guys, I also want to point this out on this rally that we've seen over the last several days. Volume looks fantastic. Some people say that volume isn't very important on breakouts. I completely disagree. You need to see a lot of volume to confirm breakouts, especially to confirm their validity when you're looking on them in hindsight. Right now, we're definitely seeing this is a very valid rally. We got a big old green middle finger sitting down here on volume. Looks perfectly fine. No problems there. And then one last thing I want to point out, guys, would be the shorting on Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and check out what our short positions look like. Let's check the time interval over here, guys. When did Bitcoin start this rally? It was 6 a.m. on the 25th of October. Let's scroll down to our shorts over here and check them out. Let's see what happened. Oh, look at that. At 8 a.m. on October 25th, check that out down here. On 8 a.m. October 25th, the shorts jumped off a cliff and fell over 50%. We moved from over 10,000 shorts to 55% retracement down to around 4,500 shorts on Bitfinex. There's a few reasons why that's a big deal. One of the big reasons that that's a big deal is that Bitcoin moved 40% in this rally. I mean, this was an absolutely huge rally. If you know anything about shorting, what that means is that everything but the absolute lowest, smallest shorts, I'm talking like 1.5 half leverage margin shorts. Everything that had even more than like 2x leverage on a short position got liquidated or got stopped out. Every single one of them. Part of what drove this rally was in fact a short squeeze. I don't think that was the majority of it or even a large plurality of it, but it was going to be part of it because a lot of these short positions did get closed, and as Bitcoin was starting to rally, there wasn't a whole lot of volume. Some of it came in a lot later. As you can see here, there's a bit of a trough right there, and that also probably means that the order books were a little thinner, meaning that more shorts being closed would add more bullish buying pressure to the market, driving Bitcoin even higher. All of this to back up the claim made in the beginning of this video, and that is that Bitcoin had a good rally, it broke good resistance, and the market is still looking healthy. Bitcoin looks like it's going to break to the upside. It looks like it's going to follow something like this price target, maybe not all the way to $13,000, but it might be a more of a slow, gradual trend up there. I don't necessarily think it's going to come here on October 30th. It might be midway through November or even later than that, maybe on into December. But I think Bitcoin is heading back to $14,000. Bitcoin's looking very healthy right now, and I really don't see any reason to be concerned about it in the longer term time frame. So to answer your question, guys, is a $13,000 Bitcoin in the cards? Yes, it most certainly is. In fact, I think it's the more than likely scenario that's going to play out on Bitcoin. A couple of scenarios that might play out that don't actually mirror what we would like to happen would be something like what happened several weeks ago when Bitcoin broke bearish out of our longer term consolidation pattern. It is definitely possible that Bitcoin does something like that and we start treading to the downside. It really depends on what happens today, especially since we're down here around the support. Watch this. Even though all the technicals are bullish, it's possible, guys. Most of the technicals were bearish when we were sitting over here, and we broke 45% to the upside. So sometimes the technicals aren't going to read correct. Sometimes there's going to be a news story that comes out of the blue that no one could have predicted, and that's going to cause movement in the market. But it's normally a good idea to follow the technicals, and right now the technicals are looking absolutely fantastic. I will say this, Bitcoin is up 40% from where it was just a week ago. So guys, Bitcoin can't go up forever. If Bitcoin does go straight to $13,000, be very careful, be very conservative, because it's not going to last. I'm just going to say that, because normally I will put a percentage, or I'll put a maybe, or I'll say it's more than likely going to do X. Guys, if Bitcoin goes to $13,000 in the first week of November, it's probably not going to stay there for very long. And the reason I say that is because the exact thing that got us in this scenario is exactly what seems to be happening right now, which is why I want more consolidation. I don't want to see Bitcoin just run and 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 not spend time in correction, not spending time letting the bears get their taste, because what's going to happen is if we keep doing that, the bears are going to start another major pullback like we just saw. We want pullbacks, guys. We want corrections. We want the bears to be in control for a week or two every once in a while. We want them to be satisfied so that they will let us continue running. Speaking frankly, guys, the last thing I want to see right now is another major run up like that, because that would actually be very unhealthy for the market. I want to see Bitcoin rally much slower. I want to see Bitcoin start climbing to the upside in a more gradual, sustainable way. So guys, tell me in the comment section down below what you think of that analysis. Do you agree with our analysis, and do you agree with all the technical indicators I used? Is there anything I missed? I'd love to hear your take on all of this in the comment section down below. And also, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you join the Discord server. We're having great conversations over there, and I'd love to see you join us. I think we're sitting around 2,000 members right now, so let's make it 2,001. Also, guys, before we wrap up the video, I do want to remind you of the sale running on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, guys. We have over 900 students in CT2A. There's a 14-day money-back refund guarantee. No questions asked. Shoot me an email, and I will give all of your money back to you faster than you can say, I want a refund, damn it. And let me tell you something. We've had 900 students go through the academy. We've had about 5 people want a refund. And every single time someone wants a refund, I say, fine. You'll get your money back. I'm just curious, for my sake, why did you want the refund? Did it have anything to do with the course? Was there anything I could have done different? Every single one of those people that wanted a refund, they got it. But let me tell you something, not one of them said it was anything to do with the course. Every single one of them said it was because they didn't want to put the time into learning this market. And I'll be the first to tell you, it is going to take time. It is going to take dedication. If you want to learn how to trade cryptocurrency, it is at times, many times, going to be difficult. It's going to be confusing. It's going to be heart-wrenching. It's going to be brutal. But let me also tell you something else. Once you know how to read markets, once you know how to trade markets profitably, that is one of the greatest skills that you can have. Because if you know how to trade markets profitably and consistently, then you can literally make money from anywhere on planet Earth and fund your lifestyle and spend as many hours or as few hours as you want trading. It really is the ultimate dream job if it is the kind of thing that you enjoy doing. And it probably is if you just sit here and watch the last 20 minutes of this video. Like I said, I'm not promising you it's going to be easy. I'm not promising you that you're going to become a millionaire overnight, but I am saying the technical analysis is fun. If you know what you're doing, it's very profitable, and it also allows you to build community with other people in the cryptocurrency space, which is one of the things that I value most from this channel and the Discord server, which is why I push the Discord server so much. I don't make a penny off of the Discord server, guys, but I love talking to you over there. That's why I keep encouraging you to join it. So guys, if you you want to skip the thousands of hours of self-teaching yourself these markets like I did, I literally spent over 1,000 hours watching YouTube videos, reading every article on Investopedia, doing technical analysis, not having a clue what I was doing in the early days, trying to learn how to read and trade these markets. And it takes a long time if you do it that way. There's 10 hours of content in this course, and it's going to teach you in a concise manner how to do just about everything you need to know when you're trading these markets. For $159, guys, I think that's an excellent investment no matter the size of your portfolio. So guys, there are 3 days left on this sale, and it won't be coming back for a while, so I encourage you to do 2 things. Join our Discord server down below, talk to some of our students, and see what they have to say. Talk to them in private so that I can't be privy to the conversation, get their honest opinion, and if you like what you hear, then the second thing I want you to do is click the link down below and join the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy with a $40 off coupon code October 2019. No caps, no spaces. Guys, I'm here to help you. I'm not here to rip you off. I want to make more money on the Academy. I'd charge $1,000 for it, and a lot of people would still join it, and I would frankly make a lot more money. That's not why I'm doing YouTube, guys. Believe me, if my goal was to make a crap ton of money off of my customers, I would not be doing YouTube. My goal here is to build community and to help you guys learn how to work in these markets, because it's a very rewarding thing to be able to look at a market and say, that's what I think it's going to do, and then over the next hour, you watch it do that. That's a very rewarding feeling. One that I'm sure all of you guys know. So guys, we've been going for a while, and I would more than happily go even longer, but I know Taylor is sitting here editing this video thinking, I wish Jeb would shut up so I could get on with my day. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the video up here, guys. Before I do want to ask each and every single one of you to hit that like button, guys. It really does help out the channel when you do that. And if you did like the video, why not drop a like to let us know you did? I may just have to steal your Bitcoin and replace it with Bitcoin SV if you don't, so make sure you hit that like button. Anyway, guys, that is going to have to wrap it up for today's video. I do want to thank each and every single one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Oh, I got a real good feeling.